send it to a break, but I don't think I will. I think I'll get right to the national anthem and then hopefully. All right, you guys ready? Hello and good evening. Welcome into the MacArthur Center for tonight's Sunshine State Conference volleyball match featuring the Spartans of the University of Tampa and the Eckerd College Tritons. My name is Blake Breton, and what an epic contest we hope to have for you this evening. Both teams come into tonight's contest with a 16-6 overall record. Tampa shares a lead in the conference standings with a record of 9-2 shared with Lynn University, while the Tritons come in with a SSC record of 7-4. The Spartans enter the contest on an 11-game win streak. Tampa's last defeat came at the hands of Barry University just over a month ago. Tampa had an up-and-down start of the season coming off their national championship. They opened the season here in the Bay Area, winning all of the matches in the Classic Tampa hosted, and defeated two teams nationally ranked during that time. But the following week, they went to Denver, Colorado, and lost all 4 matches in the tournament out there. The Spartans started off 5-6 on the season, and since then haven't lost. The Spartans are led offensively by the current SSC Offensive Player of the Week, Katie McKeel. McKeel has won the award 4 times this season and 3 of the last 4 weeks. The junior out of Colorado Springs, Colorado, leads the conference in kills and kills per set. She has 316 kills, which is good for a 3.9 kill per set. The 3-time and reigning national champs are led by Chris Katanak in his 36th season as the head coach for Tampa. Katanak has been to the NCAA tournament 33 out of 35 years with 18 Elite 8 appearances and 7 trips to the national title match, 4 runner-up finishes, and 3 national titles. The Spartans average 30 wins and less than 6 losses per season, and at 16-6 currently, history would say Tampa won't lose too many more matches this season. Speaking of history, the Spartans and the Tritons have battled 38 times since 2002, and Tampa has won all but 1 match. Tampa won the first 20 meetings and the last 17. Eckerd's only win came on October 28, 2011, 8 years and 1 day ago, here in the MacArthur Center. The Tritons topped the undefeated and number 1 ranked team in the nation. The last time these teams played, Tampa picked up a 3-0 victory at their home gym back on September 20th. As I mentioned before, that was the 17th straight win for the Spartans over the Tritons. History might say this match is over before it begins, but history doesn't matter tonight. The only thing that matters is what's going to happen between the lines tonight here in the MacArthur Center. Tampa is good, but the Tritons are right there. The Tritons players are young and very talented. They don't care what happened in the past. They are here to make their own history. As the Tritons are working towards an NCAA tournament berth, they can see the top of the conference just 2 games out of first place. The Tritons have won 3 straight conference matches and 5 of their last 6 total matches. Eckerd brings a balanced offensive attack with 5 players scoring over 2 points per set. Outside hitters Asia Harris, Agata Sklepik, and Anna Young-Johan all have 2 or more kills per set each, led by Harris with 3.24 kills per set. The middles for the Tritons are both hitting over 250, with Rachel Wiesian having a 324 hitting percentage. The Tritons are in the top 4 in the conference in hitting percentage and the top 3 in opponent hitting percentage. Eckerd also dominates the league from the service line. They are the only team in the conference averaging over 2 aces per set. Dana Dahl still leads the conference with 37 aces on the season. Some of her teammates aren't too far behind. Sklepik has 29. Paula Hoffman and Sarah Johnshoy each have 25 aces, and Sydney Case has 23. Case also ranks 3rd in the conference in assists, as she has 804 on the season and averages 10.31 per set. The last time out for the Tritons was a mega win against Barry University. It was the Tritons' first 5-set win of the season, but it also pulled the Tritons even with the Bucks in the conference standings. Eckerd also took down a team that has given them a lot of trouble in the past 8 years, defeating PBA on Friday night for the first time since 2011. Can the Tritons do that again tonight and beat a team they haven't beaten since 2011? We will find out here in just a few minutes on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Back in the MacArthur Center, Blake Breton here with you tonight as the Tampa Spartans take on the Eckerd Tritons. At this time, we'll stop and recognize the men and women of our armed services as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. And we're just about underway here in the MacArthur Center as we'll get the starting lineups in just a few minutes. But we'll take a look at the keys for tonight's game. The Tritons will have to maximize opportunities and keep the errors to a minimum as they take on the Spartans. Tampa does not commit many errors, so the Tritons won't pick up many free points. PBA this past weekend committed 31 attack errors, which helped propel the Tritons to victory. Barry committed 24 errors on Saturday, but the Tritons also hit 239 in that match. Eckerd is 14-1 when hitting over 200 this season, and just 2-5 when they hit below that mark. So in order for the Tritons to win tonight, I think they're going to have to play very efficient and not have a lot of errors. As soon as we get the starting lineups, I will relay those to you as they do the lineups here live in the arena. A couple other notes to take from tonight's match. Tampa is very good on their home court. They're 9-1. But when they travel away from Tampa, they are just 7-5 on the season. I do apologize. Our live stats are just a little behind, so I don't have the starting lineups for you just yet. We'll just listen along here in the arena until we get those.
From Kansas City, Missouri, a sophomore, number 4. All the way from Poznan, Poland, she's a freshman. Lucky number 13, Eckerd. And from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, last but never least, a junior, number 14. She's living la vida libero, Luana Vicente.
The lineup's been introduced here inside the MacArthur Center. Here's a quick look if you didn't hear that. For Tampa, Sammy Mueller, Melissa Elias, Sorel Houghton, Kamari Potter, Katie McKeel, Nicole Dominguez, and Mackenzie Dufresne will start for Tampa. And for the Tritons, Dana Dahl gets the start tonight as she is the conference leader in aces. Rachel Wiesian, Asia Harris, Sydney Case, Sarah Johnshoy, Agata Sklepik, and at libero, Luana Hazende for the Tritons. Michelle Piantadosi Lima is the head coach for Eckerd. And Chris Kattenach is the head coach for Tampa. Two freshmen, three sophomores, a junior and a senior will start for the Tritons. One freshman, one sophomore, three juniors, and a senior will start for Tampa. So experience will favor Tampa here to start this match. But the Tritons will serve first. Agata Sklepik will start things off for the Tritons. And we're underway. Wiesian tapped it back over on the long pass. Wiesian on the attack and the kill to start things off for the Tritons. Tritons dig that one out. Harris sends it back over. Elias was on the attack. Again to Elias. Sklepik dug that one out. Harris. Just long as it doesn't touch the back line. And Tampa gets their first point of the contest. Houghton back to serve. Wiesian on the attack. Trying to play that one out of the net. Sklepik will send it over for a free ball. Elias got blocked. And McKeel sends that one long, and the Tritons pick up a point. Claudia Rivera into the match for Tampa. She replaces Elias. And Luana Hazende is back to serve. It looks like she might be in a little pain. She's shaking her right wrist. As our first referee checks to see if she's okay. McKeel on the attack. Hazende with the dig. And the Tritons will get it back over. Elias with the kill that time. And Dufresne will go back to serve. Score tied at 2 here in the first set. John Choi with the kill. Off the pass from Case. Dana Dahl comes off, and Anna Young-Johan enters the match for the first time today. Sydney Case back to serve. Tritons lead 3-2. Elias's tack goes wide, and the Tritons pick up the point. (4-2), Eckerd leads. Case puts it into play, but will send it long for the service error. Sarah Luma comes on. She replaces Mueller. Elias serving. Sklepik hits it into the net. And back-to-back errors by the Tritons tie the score at 4. Elias catches the top of the net. Harris was there to pop it back over, but it goes out of bounds. 5-4 now, Tampa leads. Harris again plays this one straight back over the net, and Potter is there to put that one away. A 4-0 scoring run for the Spartans. Young-Johan on the attack, and she'll get the kill to stop the run. Paula Hoffman coming in for Asia Harris, and Hoffman will go back to serve. Hoffman puts it in play. Should be a free ball for the Tritons. John Choi on the attack and the kill after the one-handed set by Case. Not the best free ball play for the Tritons, but it worked. And they tie it up at 6. Hoffman gets her sign. Now moves all the way to the near sideline. No run up for Paula on her serves. McKeel on the attack. Sklepik with the kill as she goes back corner. And the Tritons have a run of their own now. They lead 7-6. Hoffman set and ready. Luma with the kill. That fell right in front of Hoffman. Houghton back in. She replaces Rivera. And McKeel's back to serve. Hoffman will receive the serve, and the pass will go out to Sklepik, and it's blocked at the net. Looked like Elias and Potter were there. Tampa leads 8-7 now. Hoffman from the back row. Long pass to Sklepik. It gets over the block. McKeel with the dig. John Shoy sent it down. Now the Tritons have a free shot. John Shoy's blocked by Potter. Potter's got 2 blocks. Last 2 points. 9-7, Tampa leads. Young Johan with the kill. So John Shoy back to serve. And that service attempt goes into the net. And the Triton second service error. 10-8 to score. Tampa leads. Dominguez back to serve. Young Johans. Attack comes right back from Dufresne, who got a piece of that one for the block. Tampa leads 11-8 here in set number 1, live from the MacArthur Center on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Three-point Tampa lead here in set number 1, 11-8 to score. Nicole Dominguez serving for the Spartans. Weesion's attack goes into the top of the net, and it's going to be a 4-hit for the Tritons. And another 3-0 scoring run for Tampa. It's their third run of 3 or more here in set number 1. Hoffman. Dominguez with a nice dig. And that attack goes into the net from Houghton. And the Tritons will get the side out. Dana Dahl back in to serve. She replaces Anna Young-Johan. McKeel on the attack, and that attack goes long. The Tritons pick up a point. McKeel's second error. She has no kills. She's the 2-time Harris. Harris again. McKeel. It's going to say it hit the back line. McKeel gets her first kill. No, we are going to have an overrule by the first referee. She said it went long. But now our opposite side line judge is saying that the Tritons touched that. So the call's going to be overturned for a second time, and now McKeel does get her first kill of the match. And Houghton serving 15-12. Sklepik sends it over. McKeel. Fazende with the dig. Harris on the attack. A nice dig out by Tampa. Harris again. Might have been a double hit, no call. Harris with the kill. Rivera back in. Luana Hizende serving. And that service attempt goes way long. And the third service error for Eckerd here in set one. Tampa leads 16-13. And Mackenzie Dufresne serving. Pass was behind Harris. She just taps it over. McKeel on the attack, and it's blocked by the Tritons. Case and John Shoy were there. And a young Johan back into the match. Sydney Case back to serve. Tritons trail by 2. Quick set to Potter. The ball comes back over, and a quick hit by Elias. Tritons are able to keep it alive. Sklepik just dumps it over. McKeel on the attack. Sklepik there for the dig. Long pass to Harris. And the rally continues. Again to Harris. This time it'll get the floor, and the Tritons will pick up the point. Again, the Tritons get to within a point. Case's service attempt goes wide. And another free point for Tampa. Mueller comes off. Luma back in. And Melissa Elias serving. John Shoy. Dominguez with the dig. Block and dug out by Harris. Young Johan on the attack. Sklepik from the back row. Dominguez with another dig. Harris. Able to get that one off the block. Young Johan, and Dominguez is there once again. Potter on the attack, and this time she'll get the kill after another long rally. And Eckerd will take their second and final timeout here in set number 1. The Spartans lead 18-15 here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Tritons trail by 3 here early on. In set number 1, it's 18-15. Both teams aren't hitting particularly well at this point. Tampa's hitting just .061, and Eckerd's hitting .125. The big difference right now is Eckerd has 6 attack errors and 4 service errors, so 10 free points to the Spartans. And Tampa has just 5 attack errors, no service errors. Melissa Elias still serving after the timeout by the Tritons. Young Johan can't get to that one as Case's pass led her right into the antenna. And Tampa leads 19-15. And another good scoring run for Tampa. Harris with the kill as it bounces off Rivera's arm. Harris comes off for Paula Hoffman to serve. And Hoffman delivers. McKeel on the attack. Kazende able to get the dig. Sklepik, another block. Case will dump that one over, and a pancake save by Elias. Young Johan, another dig by Elias. McKeel's attack goes long, and the Tritons will earn the point. That's McKeel's 4th error here in set number 1. It's 19-17. Tampa leads by 2. And Hoffman moves to the near side to serve. And that'll be an ace for Paula Hoffman. And Tampa will take their first time out of the set as the Tritons get to within 1 point once again. 19-18 from the MacArthur Center here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
So, Audrey. Such a nice day. So warm today.
It's so beautiful.
So how are your classes going?
Good. Are you ready for the test?
Aiming for C++, but I think I got it.
I can't believe what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm picking 7.
7.
Back in the MacArthur Center, the Tritons are within 1 point once again of the Spartans. Paula Hoffman just picked up her 26th ace of the season and the first ace for the Tritons tonight. Hoffman ready, and she gets the signal to serve. And she puts it in play. Long pass on the receive, but it was able to be corralled. And Potter puts it away. Rivera comes off. Houghton back in, and McKeel to serve. Hoffman receives the serve, and she'll get the chance to attack from the back row, but that one goes way long. And another 3-point lead for Tampa. So just when the Tritons can get to within a point, Tampa opens up another 3-point lead. Quick set to Johnshoy. It's blocked by Potter. Sklepik this time gets it over the block. Houghton on the attack. Hazende with the dig. Johnshoy will put that one away. She found the opening in the defense And John Shea will go back to serve for Eckerd. John Shea serves it short. Played off by Houghton. Case to Sklepik. Into the block and back over, and the Tritons can't pull that one up. As another block goes down for the Spartans. And again, they have a 3-point lead, 22-19 here in set one. Nicole Dominguez back to serve. It kisses off the top of the net. Sklepik on the attack, and she'll get the kill as it glances off the blocker's arms and goes out of play. Dana Dahl back in to serve. She replaces Anna Young-Johan. Dahl fires that one into play. Sklepik, she'll get caught up on the top of the net. And another point for Tampa. Luma comes off for Mueller. Mueller set to serve. 23-20 the score. Case with the kill. She caught the Spartans defense napping. Asia Harris comes back in for Paula Hoffman. And Agata Sklepik back to serve. 23-21, Tampa leads. Nice serve by Sklepik. McKeel with the receive. The pass goes to Harris. The blockers are there to pop it up. This time, this one just gets punched over. Back set to Wiesn. Wiesn with the kill. And Tampa will take their final timeout here in set one. Again, Eckerd gets to within a point. 23-22, Tampa leads here in set number one on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Tampa leads Eckerd by one here in set one. The Tritons have the serve. Can they get over this 1 point deficit that they've seemed to get to for about the last 10 to 15 points here in set one? The Tritons will get to within a point before they commit an error and send the ball back over to Tampa, where Tampa will then extend their lead to 3 or 4. Sklepik serving. And she puts it in play. Elias on the attack. Dahl with the dig. The pass goes to Harris, and Harris with the kill. And the Titans tie it up at 23 apiece. Sklepik again serving. Long serve received by McKeel. Elias on the attack. Dahl with the dig. Case over to Harris. Harris with the kill, and the Tritons are at set point. (24-23). Agata Sklepik to serve set point. Service is good. Long pass, almost out of play. Case to Hazende to Harris. Dominguez with the dig. Double hit, no call. Blocked by the Tritons and sent back to Tampa's side. Elias on the attack. Sklepik with the dig. Case again to Harris. Harris with the kill! And the Tritons take set one, 25-23. So the Tritons keep battling back. Finally get over the hump at 23-all and win set one to go up 1-0 in this match. We'll step aside here from the MacArthur Center. And when we come back, we'll have set two on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Back in the MacArthur Center, the Tritons lead 1-0 here in the Sunshine State Conference matchup. Tampa tied for the lead in the conference at 9-2. The Tritons are at 7-4. So a battle of a couple of the better teams here in the conference tonight. Eckerd just kept fighting their way back into that first set. Kept clawing to within a point until they got to 23-22. And at that point, they finally got over the hump, tied it up at 23 points apiece, and then took the last two. The Tritons hit 188 in set one. They had 18 kills on 48 attacks. They also had 9 attack errors and 4 service errors, where Tampa had just 8 kills on 44 attacks and 6 errors. They had 0 service errors. Sammy Mueller will start things off for Tampa here in set number 2. And she puts it into play. Case, a high pop, and the Tritons didn't talk on that one. Asia Harris went in to cover the net, and Agata Sklepik couldn't get to that ball as it goes into the net for an error to start things off here in set 2. Mueller again serving. The back set goes to Sklepik. That one's played at the net. Harris is there. But they're going to say she went over the net, and that'll be a point for Tampa. I didn't see that from my angle, but 2-0 early on. Case sends that one over on the long pass. Elias on the attack. Case gets the dig. Dahl sets it up for Sklepik. And McKeel gets the dig on the back row. Elias on the attack. And she'll get the kill. Quickly 3-0 for Tampa here in set 2. Zende receives the serve. Harris on the attack, and that's going to be blocked by the Spartans. Elias and Dufresne are there to combine for the block. 4-0 Tampa. Sklepik receives that serve. Harris this time, she'll go back corner, and McKeel will dig it up. Back set to Wiesian. Houghton over the block, and that'll drop in front of Harris for a kill. And Tampa's off to a 5-0 lead. And Coach Piantadosi Lima will call her first timeout. 5-0 here in set 2. Tampa leads Eckerd on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Back in the MacArthur Center, Tampa leads Eckerd 5-0 here in set 2. And the Spartans have taken the crowd out of it early on here in set 2, as they start out with 5 straight points. Triton's looking to get a side out after the timeout. Sammy Mueller serving for the Spartans. And she puts it in play once again. Dahl's receive goes over the net. Harris is able to dig that one as it comes back to her. Houghton on the attack. Dahl with the dig. Case to Wiesian. And Rachel Wiesian will get the kill. And the Tritons finally get to serve here in set 2. Luana Hazende back to serve. McKeel receives. Quick set, barely touched, and they're going to say that hit the ground. Dana Dahl thought she got under it. And I believe that was Dufresne on the attack. I couldn't really tell. I was blocked by the first referee. But it was almost a swing and a miss. It caught off the side of her hand and just dropped in front of Dahl. And now the Tritons are able to recover and send it over. McKeel on the attack. Now Harris. Harris goes back corner and will get the kill. Claudia Rivera back in for Tampa. Anna Young-Johan comes on for the Tritons. And Dana Dahl will head to the bench. Sydney Case back to serve. Tampa leads 6-2. Case puts it in play. Quick set sent back by John Shoy. John Shoy again will put that one down for the kill. Kay sends it in. The back set goes long. Elias on the attack. And the Tritons pick up another point. 6-4 now. Dufresne. Dug up by John Shoy, and the Tritons will send a free one over. Dufresne again. Hazende gets the dig, but Sklepik can't get to it. Dufresne back to serve. Hazende with the receive. Young Johan with the kill. Harris comes off. Hoffman back in. Spartans lead 7-5. Hoffman sends it in. Quick set was to Potter, and she finished it off with the kill as it tipped off the Eckerd defenders. Sarah Luma back in for the Spartans as Elias goes back to serve. Young Johan on the attack. Back over. Young Johan might have played that out of bounds. Quick set to John Shoy. Tampa's able to keep it alive. Now McKeel blocked by the Tritons. And that'll hit the floor as Rivera got a hand on it. But the Tritons will pick up the point. It's 8-6 now. Sarah John Shoy back to serve. McKeel gets the kill. Just her second of the night as Rivera comes off. And Houghton comes back on. McKeel back to serve. Sklepik with the kill. So the Tritons answer right back. Dana Dahl comes back in to serve, replacing Anna Young-Johan. Dahl sends it in to the back corner. Houghton on the attack. Wiesian. The Spartans save it, and Houghton sends it over. Case on the second touch, and that'll drop to the floor for a kill. And Eckert's within a point. Sammy Mueller coming in for Sarah Luma. Spartans' number one setter is Mueller. Nice serve by Dahl, almost picked up an ace. Now the pass to Sklepik, blocked and sent back to the Triton side. Again to Sklepik. She'll send it over the block this time. It'll hit the floor for a kill. And the Tritons tie it up at 9. Now the crowd getting back into it for Eckerd. Dahl puts it back into play. Potter's attack is blocked. Houghton goes into the net, and the Tritons take the lead here in set 2, 10-9. And Tampa will call their first timeout of the set as Eckerd now leads 10-9 here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
Go, Audrey.
Thank you.
Such a nice day, huh? So warm today.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
So how are your classes going?
Good. Are you ready for the test?
Aiming for C+, but I think I'll get it.
I can't believe it's
Yeah.
picking 7.
7 is wow.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate.
Back inside the MacArthur Center. Eckerd takes their first lead here in set number 2, 10-9, as Dana Dahl is serving, and Tampa used their first timeout here in the second set. Dahl puts it back into play. Houghton sends it over. Wiesn with the kill as it hits the back line. And the Tritons are up by 2. Again, Dahl, this time it goes long. And that'll stop the 5-0 scoring run for Eckerd. Nicole Dominguez set to serve. Eckerd leads 11-10. Case to Sklepek. Hard hit off Elias's chest, and Tampa's able to recover and send it back. Sklepek again. And her attack's going to go into the net, and it's going to be 4 hits by the Tritons. And Tampa ties it up at 12. And that'll be the first service error for Tampa as Dominguez hits it off the top of the tape, and it falls back all onto Tampa's side of the court. Asia Harris back in for Eckerd. Agata Sklepek serving 12-11. Quick set to Keel, and she'll put it away. Now, excuse me, that was Dufresne with the kill. And that's her 4th kill of the match. Back set to Wiesn. She gets blocked, and the Tritons are able to recover and send over a free ball. No. They're going to say that's 4 hits by Eckerd. Now the referee's going to count it out loud for Coach Piantadosi Lima. And I think she's okay with the explanation. It sounds like it hit one of the Eckerd players after the block, so that would count as the first hit of the rally. Tampa leads 13-12. And the pass to Harris is a bit long. And Tampa has a 2-point lead. Mueller still serving. And a tough play for Dahl. Sklepek will send over a free ball. Long pass to Houghton, who will get it in for the kill. And a 4-0 scoring run for Tampa. They now have a 3-point lead, 15-12. Dahl able to receive that one well, and Harris will put it away to stop the rally. Zende back to serve. Dufresne on the attack. Case able to dig it up. Dufresne sends it back over. Harris will send it wide, and the point will go to Tampa. Fifth attack error in the set for the Tritons. Case to John Shoy, and she'll send that one long. Make that 6 errors now. And Tampa leads by 4. And Coach Piantadosi Lima will call her final timeout here in set 2. It's 17-13. Tampa leads on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
I'm Jimmy. This is my definition of fresh since 1983.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Eckerd out of timeouts here in set 2 as they trail the Spartans 17-13. Eckerd leads 1-0 in the match. Houghton serving for Tampa. Harris on the attack. That gets blocked and sent back. Harris able to get it back over. Dufresne on the attack. Case will set from the floor, and Harris wasn't ready for it. She couldn't get to it. 18-13. Tritons tried to get a sub in. John Shoy on the attack. McKeel dug out by Sklepik. Joust won by the Tritons, and it hits the floor as Case won the point. Both teams are trying to get subs in. Rivera will come in for Tampa. Young Johan will come in for Eckerd. Sydney Case will be the server for Eckerd, with the Tritons trailing by 4. Case sends it in. A high receive from McKeel. She'll get the set. And Hazende with the dig. Now over to Harris. Harris with the kill. (18-15). Case again to serve. Dominguez receives. McKeel over the block. Harris able to dive and get to that one. Sklepik from the back row. Elias attacks. Sklepik with the dig. Quick set to John Shoy in the kill for Sarah John Shoy. (18-16) now the score. The Tritons are within 2. Case again serves. The set goes to McKeel, and she'll get the kill. And Dufresne will head back to serve. McKeel's third kill of the day. Dufresne sends it into play. John Choi goes back corner, and it's just a bit long. And Tampa has a 4-point lead. Error number 7 on the attack this set for Eckerd. That service attempt goes long, and Eckerd gets a side out. Paula Hoffman will come in for Harris, and Hoffman will go back to serve. The Tritons trail by 3. Then Hoffman puts it in play. Potter. That goes off Hazende's face, and she'll get the kill. 21-17. Melissa Elias back to serve. Hoffman receives, and she gets set. But her attack will go into the net. And another point for the Spartans, who now lead 22-17. The Tritons will have to throw a free ball over. McKeel on the attack, sent back by the Tritons. McKeel again. Zende there to set it up for Young Johan, who just sends it over. Long pass to McKeel, and we're going to have a net violation on Young Johan. Katie McKeel will get the kill. That'll be her 4th. She had a career-high 29 kills in Tampa's last matchup. Sklepik on the attack, sent back over. Young Johan with the kill. John Choi will go back to serve. Eckerd trailing by 5, 23-18 here in set 2. Serve comes in, Rivera plays it. Potter on the attack, and she'll get the kill. Houghton in replacing Rivera, and McKeel back to serve, set point for Tampa. And they got a half dozen of them. Hoffman receives. Young Johan on the attack, and it'll dance down the net and fall to the floor. And the Tritons live to play another point. Young Johan comes off. Dana Dahl in to serve. Still set point for Tampa. And Dahl will pick up an ace, as Elias wasn't sure if she wanted to play that or not. That's Dahl's first ace of the night. 38th on the year. And Tampa will call their first timeout of the set. Their second timeout of the set. They still lead 24-20 here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
So, Audrey, such a nice day. So warm today.
So beautiful.
So how are your classes going?
Good. Are you ready for the test?
Aiming for C+, but I think I'll go in there.
I can't wait to
Yeah.
picking 7.
7.
Tritons are trying to stay alive here in set 2. Picked up 2 straight points. Tampa still leads 24-20. Eckerd has survived 2 set points so far. Dana Dahl just picked up her first ace of the night. And that'll add to her conference leading total. She now has 38 on the season. And both teams are back set. Dahl is ready to serve. Puts it into play. Houghton on the attack, and it's blocked by the Tritons. Weejan and Case were there for the point. And that's the 3rd set point saved by Eckerd. Dahl still serving, 24-21. Another nice serve. McKeel now on the attack. Dahl with the dig. Comes over. Tritons will keep it alive once again. Dahl sends it over. Houghton on the attack. Hazende with the dig. 2 Tritons will go for it. Another free ball. Houghton off the top of the net, and it comes back. It's 4 hits by Tampa. And Tritons take another point. It's 24-22. Here's the service from Dahl. Dominguez plays it. Potter with authority will put that one away. And Tampa finally will take the set, 25-22, after the Tritons survived 4 straight set points. Match is tied at 1 set apiece. We'll step aside here from the MacArthur Center and come back with set 3 after these messages on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Back inside the MacArthur Center, Blake Breton here with you. Tonight, match is all square at one set apiece between the Spartans and the Tritons. Kamari Potter with the last kill for Tampa to give them the set. She's hitting 700 on the day. She has 7 kills to lead her team. No errors on just 10 attacks. While Katie McKeel, the offensive player of the week for the conference, has just 4 kills and 5 errors. She's hitting negative .042 here in the match today. So the Tritons are taking care of the offensive player of the week, but haven't been able to stop Potter tonight. The Tritons are hitting 167 in the match, where Tampa's hitting just 110. Eckerd has helped out Tampa a lot with 17 attack errors and 5 service errors. Paula Hoffman set to serve things here to start set 3 for the Tritons. Elias on the attack. Now Young Johan. The ball comes back over. John Choi tries to play it, and it comes right back to her. Now Sklepik. Set over to Elias. Blocked back to Tampa. And that attack goes over the block. John Choi with the kill. And the Tritons take the 1-0 lead here in set 3. John Choi's 5th kill of the match. Hoffman serving. Dufresne on the attack. No one home for the Tritons, and she picks up the kill. Score tied at 1. Houghton back to serve. Young Johan on the attack, stuffed by McKeel. Now Hazende sends it over. McKeel on the attack, and that'll drop in front of Hazende and Hoffman. And Tampa leads 2-1. And Eckerd's going to get called for a double hit as Case was falling away from that pass. And the first double hit called tonight. 3-1, Tampa now leads. Young Johan should get the kill as the Tampa block goes out of bounds. So John Choi back to serve for Eckerd. Young Johan has 6 kills in the match. That service attempt goes long, and that's the 6th service error for the Tritons. Dufresne serving for Tampa. Young Johan's attack goes into the net, and that's a point for the Spartans. So Eckerd again, self-inflicted wounds here to start set 3. Sklepik plays that one on the sideline. She sends that attack over. Elias on the attack, and the block attempt goes out of bounds by Eckerd. And Tampa's pulled out to a 4-point lead here in set 3. Young Johan on the attack. Elias with another kill. Back-to-back kills for her. 7-2, Tampa leads. And Eckerd's going to call their first time out here in the set as they fall by 5 points right now here early on in set number 3. Tampa leads 7-2 on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
I'm Jimmy. This is my definition of fresh since 1983.
Back in the MacArthur Center, it's been a match of runs here tonight. And Tampa is on a 4-0 run right now. And they lead the Tritons 7-2 here in set number 3. The match is all square at 1 set apiece. And Dufresne still serving for Tampa. And we're back underway. Wiesn on the attack. McKeel will tap that one over. Zende's pass goes to Sklepik. Quick pushback by the Tritons. And another block attempt goes out of bounds, and Elias picks up her 3rd straight kill. She now has 6 in the match. And Tampa has a 6-point lead. Hoffman. McKeel, as the block attempt hits the antenna, and that'll be ruled out of play by the Tritons. And now a 7-point lead for Tampa, and I believe that's the largest lead of the match. Long run for Case. Sklepik able to get it through the block, and she'll get the kill to stop the 5-0 scoring run. Now Dana Dahl will come back in to serve, and she replaces Anna Young Johan. Dahl puts that in play and almost got an ace. The Spartans are able to get it over. Sklepik gets that one off the block, and that'll drop for another kill. Back-to-back kills for Agata Sklepik. 9-4 now the score. Dahl throws it back in. Elias on the attack. Now Potter on the attack. Dug out by Dahl. And they stop play for another double hit on Case. Elias back to serve. Sklepek with the kill as it bounces off the blockers and falls straight to the floor. Asia Harris back in, replacing Paula Hoffman, and Sklepek back to serve. Tritons trail by 5, 10-5 here in set 3. McKeel on the attack, and she'll get the kill as it goes off the hands of Dahl. Tampa substitutions. Sorel Houghton back in, along with Sarah Luma. Luma back into set as she replaced Mueller. She got pulled in set 2, I believe, early on. Harris on the attack now. Back set to Wiesn. Wiesn will find the floor, and she'll get the kill. And that was a quick one play for Luma as Mueller is back in. Azende back to serve, 11-6. Tampa leads. Service comes back over. And John Shoy's attack goes into the net. And that's an attack error for her. And Tampa picks up the point. Dominguez back to serve, with Tampa leading 12-6. Harris on the attack. Harris again. Kept alive by Tampa as they send it back over. Again to Harris. This time it'll go into the crowd, and it'll be a kill for Asia Harris. And a young Johan comes back in for Dana Dahl, and Sydney Case back to serve. Ten kills for Asia Harris on the night. And that's almost an ace, but the Spartans are able to get it back over. Harris tipped at the net. Houghton on the attack. Somebody might have been in the net. No call. Free ball now for Tampa. Houghton again, and that'll hit the back line and be a kill. (13-7). Tampa leads. Mueller serving. Sklepek receives the serve. Young Johan on the attack, and it comes right back over. Asia Harris now, and that one's going to be blocked, and it hits the court. Dufresne and Elias were there for the block. And Tampa back up by 7, 14-7. And that service attempt goes into the net. Just the third service error of the night for Tampa. Harris comes off, Hoffman in to serve. Quick set to Dufresne, dug out by Case. Sklepek on the attack and gets the kill. Sklepek's 10th kill of the match. 2 Tritons in double figures in the kill category. Hoffman again, now serves. There's a block and dug out by McKeel. Free ball for the Tritons. Back set to Young Johan, dug out by Mueller. Houghton over the blocks. Hizende sets up Hoffman from the back row. Houghton on the attack. Sklepik, it'll go long. And the Tritons are looking for a touch, no call. Tampa will get the point. 15-9 to score. Sorrel Houghton serving. Young Johan on the attack. Now Sklepik. McKeel over the block. Young Johan into the block. She's able to pop it up, but it'll hit the court as Hoffman can't get to it. And Eckerd will take their second and final timeout here in set 3. Tampa leads 16-9 on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Back in the MacArthur Center. Tampa leads 16-9 here in set 3. Match all square at one set apiece. The Tritons will hit the road this weekend. Friday night they head to Daytona Beach, Florida to take on Embry-Riddle. Embry-Riddle is one game ahead of Tampa in the SSC. And then on Saturday, Eckerd will head south to Melbourne, Florida, to take on Florida Tech. Houghton still serving for Tampa after the timeout. She puts it in play. Hoffman plays that one off for Chess. Sklepik on the attack. Dominguez with the dig. Tampa able to recover and get it over. Back set to Young Johan. Another dig by Dominguez. McKeel on the attack, blocked by the Tritons. John Choi and Young Johan were there to block. Rivera back in for Tampa. And John Choi back to serve for Eckerd. The Tritons need a run here to get back in this set. McKeel will get the kill. And she has 8 now. Dufresne back to serve. Tampa leads 17-10. Wiesn on the attack. Mueller there to take it out. Tap comes over. Sklepik on the attack, blocked right back. Again, they go to Sklepik. Rivera with the dig. Quick set to Potter, and she'll put it away for the kill. That's her 8th kill of the match. (18-10), Tampa leads. Sklepik. Her attack goes long. It's 19-10. So Tampa gets the run that the Tritons needed, and they've extended this to a 9-point lead. Young Johan will get the kill and the side out. She'll come off. Dana Dahl will come in to serve. Dahl sends it into play. Elias on the attack, and the dig comes back over. Rivera played that one. That was out of bounds. And the Trojans will get a block. Wiesn and Sklepik were there. Dahl back to serve. Potter this time with finesse. She gets it over the block, and she'll get another kill. She now has 9. And that's good for most on Tampa. Second touch goes over by Case. Potter again on the attack. Case again will send it over on the second touch. McKeel dug out by Hazende. Sklepik. And Agata will get the kill. That'll be Sklepik's 11th kill of the match. She leads all players in that category. Asia Harris comes back on for Paula Hoffman. And Sklepik back to serve. Tritons trail by 7. Sklepik puts it into play. McKeel on the attack. Now Harris for the Tritons. Over the block and onto the court for the kill. Asia Harris now has 11 kills to tie Sklepik. And Tampa will call their first time out of the set. They lead by 6, 20-14 here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
So, Audrey,
Kayla.
such a nice day. So warm today.
It's so beautiful.
So how are your classes going?
Good. Are you ready for the test?
Aiming for C+, but I think I'll get it.
I can't wait for it.
Yeah.
I'm picking 7.
7. Wow.
To 14 the score. Tampa leads here in set 3. Each team has 11 kills in the set. The big difference is Eckerd has 6 errors. Tampa has just 2 in the set. Tampa's hitting .281 in the set. And Eckerd is hitting 125. For the match, Eckerd is at 153, and Tampa's at 158. Sklepik serving for the Tritons. And she's ready to send this one back into play after the timeout. McKeel on the attack, and she'll get the kill on the back line. And she's up to 9. Houghton back in, along with Luma. Luma was in for just 1 point last time in the set. It's 21-14, Tampa leads as McKeel sends that one into play. Back set to Wiesn. Wiesn again on the attack, sent back by Potter. Harris into the net, and an error for the Tritons. (22-14), Tampa leads. Wiesn on the attack. Houghton sends it over. Now over to Harris. Harris with the kill. And Mueller's back in after 2 points this time. Hazende back to serve for Eckerd. Houghton over the block. Dug out by Dahl. Sent over by Harris. Potter on the attack. Popped up by Sklepik. Case will send over a free ball to the back row. Potter again on the attack. This time she'll get the kill. And she's into double figures with 10 kills. Dominguez back to serve. Luma back in for Mueller. Set to John Shoy. Dominguez gets a hand on it, but it'll fly out of bounds, and the Tritons will get the point. And a young Johan back in. Sydney Case back to serve. Tampa still has a healthy 7-point lead at 23-16 here in set 3. Case puts it in play. Houghton on the attack. Young Johan on the attack for the Tritons. Dufresne was there, but it was sent back by Eckerd. Now Houghton will get the kill off the block attempt, and Tampa will have set point. And Mueller is in for Tampa to try to serve this one out. Young Johan will get the kill, and the Tritons will live to fight another point. Harris will come off. Hoffman in to serve. 24-17. That one will drop in for an ace for Paula Hoffman, her second ace of the night. So the Tritons are picking up some points here at the end of these sets. Still need 6 more to keep this set alive. And Elias will put that one down in the back corner to win the set, 25-18. Tampa now leads 2-1 here in the MacArthur Center. We'll come back after these messages for set number 4 on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Back in the MacArthur Center, Blake Breton here with you. Tampa leads 2-1 over Eckerd. Eckerd took set one, 25-23. Then Tampa took the last two sets, 25-22 and 25-18. Eckerd has more kills than the Spartans. The Tritons have 45 kills to just 36 for Tampa. However, Eckerd's been hurting themselves in the attack error category. They have 24 to Tampa's 14. Tampa had just 2 errors in the last set, and that helped propel them to the set win and take the lead in the match. The Tritons are hitting just 160 in the match. They need to hit over 200 typically to win. The Tritons have won just 2 matches this season, hitting under 200, and they've lost 5 matches when hitting under 200. Tampa not hitting much better. They're only hitting 179 on the day. 3 players in double-figure kills. Kamari Potter for Tampa, Agata Sklepik and Asia Harris for Eckerd. Sammy Mueller leading things off here in set 4. She sends the ball into play. John Choi will get the first attack and kill here in set 4. And the Tritons have the lead 1-0. John Choi will serve. She puts it in play. Dufresne on the attack, barely got a knuckle on it, and the Tritons are able to dig it out. Sklepik gets an attack and a kill, as it was in front of McKeel on the back line, and the Tritons have a 2-0 lead here in set 4. John Choi still serving. Puts it in play. Long pass to Elizas. The Tritons get a hand on it and get it up. Sklepik on the attack, and it'll fall in the back corner for another kill. And Eckerd leads 3-0. Sklepik now has 13 kills in the match to lead all players. John Choi again to serve. Quick pass to Dufresne, dug out by Hoffman. Sklepik again on the attack. Elias now. Sklepik with the dig. Back set to Young Johan. Gets over the block and will hit Houghton in the legs and fall for another kill. And the Tritons have a 4-0 lead. John Choi will serve that one into the net. And it'll be a side out for Tampa. And another error for the Tritons. Houghton back to serve for Tampa. Weesian on the slide. McKeel on the attack, dug out by Hazende. Tough pass for Sklepik, but she gets it over. Elias on the attack, Hoffman with the dig. Now Sklepik's attack goes into the net, and another error for Eckerd. 4-2 the score. Tritons lead here in set 4. Hoffman is able to get it up, but it's going to drop in for an ace. Hoffman played that late. It went up into the rafters, and the Tritons were unable to recover. 4-3 now. It's the second service ace for Tampa in the match. Weesian on the attack. McKeel sent back by Young Johan. Case to Sklepik. Sent back. Now Young Johan again. She'll cover her own attack. Sklepik. Young Johan digs it out. Sklepik again. Elias on the attack. Dug out by Hazende. Long rally. Hoffman gets it over. McKeel. Hoffman with another dig. Sklepik. Saved by Mueller. Elias. Case pops it up. Hoffman from the back row. McKeel with the kill. So the Tritons start out with a 4-0 run. And Tampa answers right back with a 4-0 run. It's tied at 4. And Houghton still serving. Case's pass goes to Sklepik. And the Spartans keep it alive. Case again goes to Sklepik, and that one will go out of bounds on the block attempt. Agata gets another kill, and the Tritons finally get the side out. Dana Dahl's going to come in for Anna Young-Johan. And Sklepik has 14 kills in the match. Tritons lead 5-4 here in set 4. Dahl will get the ace as the receive will trickle on the top of the net and roll over to the antenna. And that's her second ace of the night. The Tritons have 4 aces on the night. Dahl again to serve. And that's another ace. Back-to-back aces for the Ace Master General. And that's number 40 on the year for Dana Dahl. Tritons lead 7-4. McKeel over the block. Sklepik into the block, dug out by Hazende, sent back over. Now Eckerd will set up the attack. Again blocked, and Sklepik will get that up. Case will dump it over. Mueller was there to pop it up. McKeel goes back row, Hoffman there. Wiesn on the attack. Mueller gets a hand on it, but it'll fall on the hands of Rivera, and the Tritons will get the kill. Eckerd up 8-4. So a trio of 4-0 runs to start the 4th set. Eckerd started out the set on a 4-0 run. Tampa answered back with 4 straight, and now Eckerd's on another 4-0 run. Dahl set to serve again. McKeel plays that one, and Dominguez gets it back to McKeel, and the attack goes long, and the Tritons lead by 5, 9-4. And Tampa won't call a timeout just yet. Dahl still serving. They continue to work the far sideline on the service. Case gets it up. Dahl gets it over. Elias on the attack. Hoffman with the dig. Wiesn. Popped up by Dufresne. Now Dufresne on the attack with the quick set and the kill as it gets past Huzende. And that'll stop the 5-0 run by the Tritons, and Dufresne back to serve. I'll see if the Tritons can get a side out before Tampa goes on a run. Hoffman from the back row. Rivera sends it back over on the dig. Second touch goes over by Case, and Potter is there to put it away for the kill. As Tampa can seemingly get to a lot of balls in the center of the court there. Dufresne serving. Eckerd leads 9-6. Wiesn on the attack, and that's going to be blocked by Tampa. McKeel and Potter are there for the block. And 3 straight for Tampa, and they cut the lead to 2. Dufresne's attack goes long, and the Tritons will get the side out. Asia Harris set to come back in for Eckerd. She'll replace Paula Hoffman. Agata Sklepik back to serve. Tritons lead by 3, 10-7 here in set 4. McKeel on the attack. She'll send it over to blockers, and Asia Harris was there to dig it up. Now a free ball for Tampa. The pass will go to McKeel, and it'll be just wide, and the Tritons will get the point. That'll be McKeel's 8th error of the night. Tritons lead 11-7. And Sklepik will send it right back as she has a service error and hits that one into the net. 11-8 the score. Melissa Elias back to serve. But first, Tampa will make a substitution. Sarah Luma back in. And she replaces Sammy Mueller. So Elias will play set as she is the server. Case, long pass over to Harris. That one's going to be blocked by the Tritons. Wiesn and Harris were there for the block. And Mueller will be back in after the one play. Hizende back to serve. Tritons lead 12-8. Hizende, nice serve right over the top of the net. McKeel on the attack and the kill as she gets it past the Triton blockers. Sorel Houghton and Sarah Luma back in. Katie McKeel back to serve. Harris on the attack, and Harris with the kill. And a young Johan comes in for Dana Dahl. And Tampa again with looks like an offensive-defensive substitution. Mueller back in for Luma. Sydney Case back to serve for the Tritons, with Eckerd leading 13-9. And Case will get the ace. Ace number 6 on the night for Eckerd. And Tampa will call their first time out of the set. Eckerd leads 14-9 here in the MacArthur Center on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Ace number 170 on the season for the Tritons led to that timeout for Tampa. Eckerd leads 14-9 here in set 4. Tampa leads the match 2-1. Sydney Case serving for Eckerd. She just picked up her 24th ace of the season. Case puts it back into play after the timeout, and she'll send that one long. And that's the 9th service error for the Tritons tonight. Nicole Dominguez back to serve for Tampa. Eckerd leads by 4. Tough play for Sklepik. John Choi able to keep it alive, and Hizende sends it over. Now Dufresne will get the attack and the kill, as the Tritons were not in position after that serve. 14-11. Dominguez serving again. The set will go to Harris. Harris with the kill! And she'll exit. Paula Hoffman will come back in to serve. That was Asia Harris's 14th kill of the night, and she is tied with Sklepik in that category. Hoffman serves. Just long. So 2 straight service errors for Triton servers. And Tampa has the ball again. Now Mueller back to serve, trailing by just 3. Hoffman will receive, and the pass will go to Young Johan. Elias on the attack. Hoffman with a dig. Young Johan keeps it alive, and a free ball now for Tampa. Back set to Elias. It's blocked by the Tritons. Sklepik and John Choi were there. Eckerd leads again by 4 as John Choi goes back to serve. Long pass to Elias. Dug out by Hoffman. Young Johan. That's in. Young Johan with the kill. The line judge almost called that out. It was in by a good 6 inches. And the Tritons lead by 5. John Choi puts it back into play. Wiesen is there to put it away. As the serve receive floated over the net, Rachel Wiesen with a kill. The Tritons lead by 6, 18-12. Long serve played by Dominguez. Quick set to Dufresne, dug out by Hoffman. Sklepik on the attack, blocked back and covered by the Tritons. Sklepik again. Dominguez with the dig. This one goes through the rafters, and McKeel plays it. Now a free ball for Eckerd. Hoffman to Young Johan, dug out by McKeel. Now Elias on the far side. Still in play. Young Johan off the fingertips of the blockers. Quick set, and it should have been a double hit and no call. Dufresne double hit that on her swing, and neither referee called that, and Tampa will get the point. And Coach Piantadosi Lima is talking to our second referee and asking her why she didn't see it. I don't think Coach Piantadosi Lima was happy with that exclamation as she walks away smiling. 18-13, Eckerd leads. Houghton sends that one into play. Hoffman from the back row. McKeel on the attack. Dug out by Hoffman. Young Johan, that one's going to get blocked by McKeel. And Tampa trails by 5. Tritons lead 18-14 here in set 4. They're looking to even the match up at 2 sets apiece. Sorel Houghton serving. Sklepik on the attack. Dominguez will pop that up. It'll bounce off the basketball hoop and fall in. And Sklepik will get the kill. Dana Dahl back in to serve, replacing Anna Young Johan. And Rivera will come in And she'll replace Houghton. Dahl, 3 aces on the night, set to serve here for Eckerd. Tritons lead by 5. Another nice serve from Dana. And that ball will drop at the net on a bad pass. McHale couldn't get to it. And Tampa will call their second and final timeout here in set number 4 as Eckerd leads 20-14 here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Tritons up by 6 here in set 4. Eckerd has 11 kills on 39 attacks, just 3 errors here in this set. They're hitting .205. Tampa has just 6 kills on 31 attacks and 4 errors. They're hitting .065 in the set. By far Eckerd's best set of the match with just the 3 errors. Eckerd has 56 kills on the night on 170 attacks. Tampa has just 42 kills on 154 attacks. Dana Dahl serving for the Tritons, and that one will go just wide of the sideline. And a service error for Eckerd. And that's service error number 11 for Eckerd. Dufresne back to serve for Tampa. Case to Wiesen. Mueller with the dig. Now Elias on the attack. Case will send that one over on the second touch, and it'll be a kill for Sydney Case, as Rivera couldn't quite get to that one. Asia Harris back in for the Tritons, replacing Paula Hoffman, and Agata Sklepik will serve for Eckerd, leading 21-15. Sklepik drops that one right in front of Dominguez, who gets it up in the air. Now the Tritons on offense. Harris on the attack. Sklepik will pop that one up. It'll be played off the basketball hoop. Dana Dahl gets it over to Hazende, who'll send a free ball over. Now McKeel over the block of Case. Case on the second touch. He'll send it over, and Rivera there. Potter is there to get the kill, as Wiesen wasn't able to send it back. And Potter has 12 kills on 17 attacks and no errors. Elias back to serve. Eckerd leads by 5. Dahl receives the serve. Case over to Harris. Harris with the left hand. It'll drop in for a kill. Harris has 15, tying her with Sklepik for most kills of the night. Hazende back to serve. Tritons lead 22-16. Hazende's serve goes just long. And another service error for the Tritons. Luma and Houghton back in for Tampa as McKeel goes back to serve. 22-17, Tritons lead. John Choi on the attack. Now Luma on the attack. John Choi again. They're going to call a lift on John Choi. And Coach Piantadosi Lima will call a timeout after that. Tritons lead 22-18 here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Tritons lead by 4 here in set number 4, 22-18. A couple of close calls on the last 2 plays for the Tritons as they almost had another service ace, but it was ruled just outside the line. And then John Choi got called on a lift on the last play. That would have been another kill for the Tritons. So Tampa picked up 2 free points. And McKeel still has the serve as she tries to get her team back into this one and close out the match. McKeel sends it back into play. Harris on the attack. Houghton on the attack, and Hazende with the dig. Harris again. Hazende covers. They go back to Harris. The block's still there. Now they're going to go back set to Sklepek, who get the kill right inside the back line, and the Tritons now lead 23-18. And a young Johan comes back in for Eckerd. Sammy Mueller will come back in for Tampa. And Sydney Case will serve for the Tritons. Case given the command to serve. She puts it in play. Potter on the attack, and she gets another kill. And Tampa will get the side out. 23-19. Dominguez back to serve for Tampa. Potter now has 13 kills. No errors as Luma comes back in for Mueller. So look for Elias to be the setter during this point. Young Johan with the kill. And the Tritons will have set point as Paula Hoffman comes in for Asia Harris and Sammy Mueller comes back in for Luma. And the Tritons have set point, and 5 of them. Hoffman ready and will put the ball in play. Dufresne's attack is blocked. Now a free ball for Eckerd. Long pass to Sklepek. And that'll be off the arm of McKeel, and Sklepek will get the kill. And the Tritons will win set 4, 25-19, and even the match at 2 sets apiece. 15 kills, 4 errors, 51 attacks for the Tritons. A .216 hitting percentage in set 4 led them to that set win. We'll come back with the 5th and final set of tonight's match right after these messages on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
the water.
Kayla.
Such a nice day. So warm today.
It's so beautiful.
So how are your classes going?
Good. Are you ready for the test?
Aiming for C plus, but I think I got it.
I can't believe it's
Yeah.
picking 7.
Back inside the MacArthur Center as we get ready for set number 5 between Tampa and Eckerd. The Tritons are in their second straight 5-set match here at the MacArthur Center. The Tritons defeated Barry on Saturday in 5 sets, and they took set 5, 15-13. And if Eckerd can take this set, they will extend their win streak to 4 in conference play. They will get within a game closer of the conference lead, and they'll end an 8-year losing streak to the Spartans. 15 points to go for either team. Eckerd's got 21 more attacks than do the Spartans tonight. They also win in the kills category, 61-41. Triton also has 10 more attack errors than Tampa, and that's what's kept this match so even. The Tritons are hitting 180 in the match, and Tampa is hitting 160 in the match. Dana Dahl will serve to start set 5 for the Tritons. Dahl has 3 aces on the night. Set 5 is underway. Houghton on the attack, and she'll get the first point here in set 5. And she'll head back to serve for Tampa. Houghton puts it in play. Back set to Wiesian. The Spartans are there to cover. Elias on the attack. Sklepik sent back. Wiesian is going to get called for a double. I didn't see that one where I saw earlier. And now Coach Piantadosi Lima is going to ask again, and it's the second ref who made the call. And she looks very puzzled. She takes a deep breath and walks away. Tampa leads 2-0 here in set 5. The Tritons can't let the Spartans get out to any kind of a lead. Sklepik. That's going to be blocked by Elias and Dufresne. And I would expect Coach Piantadosi Lima to take a timeout very quickly if the Tritons can't get a side out here. Houghton still serving 3-0. That one will go into the net for a service error. Only the 5th of the night. As Rivera comes in for her, and Asia Harris will enter for the Tritons. Agata Sklepik back to serve. Sklepik puts this one into play. Long serve. Rivera takes it. McKeel over the block. Kept alive by the Tritons. But they're going to say it hit the floor. And the Tritons are upset. They had a pancake and then a kick save. And the referee said it hit the floor. And Tampa will pick up the point. 4-1 the score. Dufresne to serve. Wiesian on the attack. Dufresne will touch it, and that'll be a kill for Rachel Wiesian. Luana Hazende back to serve. Azende puts it in play. Potter. Harris on the attack. McKeel dug out by Dahl. Johnshoy goes back corner, covered by Dominguez. Elias dug out by Sklepik. Case on the attack. Elias again. This one will go long, and the Tritons will get the point. It's 4-3. Azende serves. Dominguez receives. Potter. That one will be saved by the Tritons this time. Harris on the attack, and Harris with the kill! As the Spartans stopped playing, they thought it hit the floor. The Tritons tie it up at 4 apiece. Now Dominguez will come over and talk to our first referee. As the Spartans thought it hit the floor. And a yellow card will be issued to Catanach. And he hasn't stood up out of his seat much tonight. He picks up the yellow card. Score tied at 4 here in set 5. Azende sends the ball over. And Case is there to put it away as the pass floated over the net. And the Tritons lead 5-4. Azende. McKeel will get the kill as that one will fall in front of Azende, and Tampa ties it up at 5 apiece. Luma back in for Mueller as Elias goes back to serve. Azende receives the serve. Harris on the attack. Dug out by Rivera. Kept alive. Tampa sends a free ball over. Again to Harris. Rivera with another dig. McKeel over the block. And Sklepik can't get to it as McKeel shows why she's the offensive player of the week with her 13th kill of the night. Tampa leads 6-5. Service attempt is received by Dana Dahl. I thought that might have gone long. Sklepik on the attack. McKeel dug out by Sklepik. Case sets up Harris. Dug out by Dominguez. Harris again! And she'll put it down the line for the kill. Asia Harris with 17 kills in the match. And the Tritons tie it up at 6 apiece. Sydney Case back to serve for Eckerd as Sammy Mueller comes back in for Tampa. McKeel on the attack, and she'll get the kill as it goes through the block of the Tritons. And she now has 14. Luma back in for Mueller. McKeel back to serve. Tampa leads 7-6. Johnshoy off the head of Luma, and it'll go out of bounds, and the Tritons will get the kill. Harris off, Hoffman in for the Tritons. Mueller back in for Luma for Tampa. Hoffman to serve with the score tied at 7. The teams will switch sides after this point. 7-7. Hoffman puts it into play. Houghton on the attack, dug out by Hazende. Sklepik will send it over on the second. Houghton again, and she'll get the kill as it falls in front of the blockers of the Tritons, and Tampa leads 8-7 as the teams switch sides here in set number 5. Don't forget you can follow the Tritons at EckerdTritons.com or on the social media platforms. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Stay up to date. The Tritons will go on the road this weekend as they head to Daytona Beach on Friday night at 7 o'clock to play Embry-Riddle as Tampa will make the substitution. Luma back in for Mueller. Dominguez set to serve for Tampa as the Spartans lead 8-7. Hoffman will receive the serve. Long pass over to Sklepik, and they're going to call a double hit, and Case comes up limping. So that's her third called double hit tonight. And that time I think she got her foot caught under her, and her balance was off on that pass. 9-7, Tampa leads. Tritons need a side out. Sklepik, dug out by Dominguez, bounces around off the rafters. McKeel kept it alive, but Dominguez couldn't get it over, and it's 4 hits by Tampa, and Eckerd got the side out they needed. John Shoy back to serve as Mueller comes back in. Tritons trail by 1 here in set 5. Houghton on the attack, and the Tritons almost keep it alive. Hoffman tried to get to it. Sklepik and John Shoy converged, and they weren't able to get the hit they wanted. Unbelievable effort by Paula Hoffman just to get to that ball and then almost get it over the net. But it falls short, and Tampa picks up the point, and they lead 10-8 here in set 5. So now the Tritons can't let that get to their head. They have to stay positive here and get another side out. Mueller serving for Tampa. Hoffman, a tough play. Case has to send it over, and she's going to get called for a back row attack. And Eckerd will take their first time out here in set 5, trailing 11-8 on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
I'm Jimmy. This is my definition of fresh since 1983.
Back in the MacArthur Center. 11-8 the score. Tampa leads here in set 5. Mueller serving for Tampa. And the whistle's been blown to put the ball in play. Mueller, with her team leading 11-8, does just that. Young Johan on the attack. Dominguez there to pick up the dig. The attack goes over the block. Sklepik's attack goes into the net. And the Tritons now trail by 4. Tampa 3 points away from winning the match. Mueller sends it back into play. Hoffman from the back row. Houghton on the attack, and she'll get the kill. And now 2 points away for Tampa, and Eckerd will take their final timeout here in the match as they trail by 5 now, 13-8 on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
The Tritons need a comeback here as they trail by 5, 13-8 here in set number 5. Tampa's just 2 points away from winning the match. Sammy Mueller still serving for Tampa. And that'll be not played by Hoffman. It'll hit the back line for a service ace. Just the third ace of the night for Tampa. And now Mueller will serve match point, and she's got a half dozen of them. Hoffman will play this one. Young Johan on the attack. Hazende digs, keeps it alive. Sklepik, and that attack will go long. Tampa will win set 5, 15-8, and they win the match 3-2. Tampa will improve to 17-6 on the season and 10-2 in conference play. The Tritons will fall to 16-7 on the year and 7-5 in conference play. The Tritons played very well in this matchup against Tampa, but Tampa extends their winning streak over the Tritons to 18 games and 38 out of the last 39 meetings. Eckerd had 67 kills on 206 attacks, but their 33 attack errors and their 12 service errors are what cost the Tritons tonight. Tampa had 52 kills on 179 attacks and just 19 attack errors, just 5 service errors in the match. SSC Player of the Week, Katie McKeel, finished the night with 15 kills, 8 errors on 52 attacks. She only hit 135 tonight, so the Tritons did their job against her, but they couldn't contain Kamari Potter, who had 13 kills, no errors on 20 attacks for a 650 hitting percentage. Other kills for Tampa, Sorrel Houghton had 8, Mackenzie Dufresne had 8, Melissa Elias had 7, and Sarah Luma had 1. For the Tritons, Agata Sklepik led all players with 18 kills on 59 attacks. She had 11 errors, only hit 119 in the match. She picked up another double-double, though. She had 15 digs and 3 blocks to go along with her 18 kills. Asia Harris had 17 kills on 46 attacks, only 5 errors for Asia, and she had a 261 hitting percentage. Harris also picked up 8 digs and a block. And a young Johan got into double figures with 11 kills on 32 attacks, 4 errors and a 219 hitting percentage. She had 3 digs of her own. Sarah Johnsoy just missed double figures. She had 9 kills on 20 attacks, 5 errors for a 200 hitting percentage. She picked up 5 digs and 5 blocks. She led all players with 5 blocks. Rachel Wiesian got in the action. She had 8 kills on 26 attacks, 4 errors, and a 154 hitting percentage. She picked up 3 blocks as well. Sydney Case had 4 kills on just 12 attacks, 1 error for a 215 hitting percentage. She also led all players with 58 assists tonight and had another double-double with 12 digs on top of that. Dana Dahl picked up 16 digs and 3 aces. She moves her ace total to 40 on the season. Paula Hoffman had 18 digs and 2 aces of her own. And Luana Hazende had 21 digs tonight. The Tritons fall in 5 to Tampa, 3-2. And Eckerd will be on the road this weekend as they head to Daytona Beach to take on Embry-Riddle on Friday night at 7 p.m. You can catch all that action right here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. For everyone here at Eckerd College, my name is Blake Breton. Have a good night, everyone.